Wait, I have one more. Nope.
What is up YouTube, it's Dr. Zor, helping cure you from being a noob. Valorant has just released and I know there are a ton of players that are itching to get into the game and they want tips to get better. So I have the top 5 tips for all of you guys that you absolutely need to take your game to the next level and learn those fundamentals. If this video helps you out, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below on which tip helped you out the most. Let's get this video to 200 likes. All right, let's get into it with the first tip. Alright, jumping right into it, the first tip you guys absolutely need to know is your crosshair placement. I see a lot of players when they first start the game, they are aiming down at the ground and they're running around like this. And this is just inefficient. I'll tell you first and foremost, and trust me, no enemies are going to pop up from the floor. The enemies are going to be right up here just like this. And in order to kill them most effectively, you want to have your crosshair up to headshot level so that you can just get one click and then they're dead, versus the original crosshair placement over here. You're either gonna shoot their feet and it's gonna take 5 bullets with the vandal, versus if you just had that crosshair placement earlier, it would just took 1 bullet, just like that. Boom, 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 boom. That's the big crucial aspect you need to know. You need to get that crosshair placement up at headshot level, and no matter where you're running around, you need it at crosshair level the whole time through. I don't want to see anybody aiming down like this anymore, right guys? All the way up here, all right? And you're gonna find yourself hitting a lot more accurate shots, versus again just shooting at the legs. You might miss a lot of bullets too. I see a lot of players that under aim a little bit, so they're shooting a couple bullets at the ground and then they get to the legs. And again, you can just see that just takes that extra second or two to kill the enemy, versus if we just have this placed nice and smoothly and we can get those one taps on the enemy. So again, crosshair placement, crucial. Get that down first. Now we're going to supplement crosshair placement with good peeking. Now what does this mean? Now if I was to run out into an enemy and I'm just swarmed by all these players, I can maybe get 1, maybe get 2, maybe get 3, but I'm most likely going to be dead. The key to having good crosshair placement and getting those winning duels is to duel them 1 player at a time. So I'm going to use this bot as an example again. So if I'm wanting to challenge him, I know he's around this corner, and who knows, there might be some enemies that are supporting him here or supporting him here. So if I swung out right here to try to kill him, this guy and this guy are going to just have a crossfire and I'm guaranteed to be dead unless they just have really bad aim. So what you want to do is you always want to kind of jiggle around with your movement. So let's say now I know one guy's here, one guy's here, and one guy's here. So instead of swinging out wide like this, what I can do is maybe I'm running around this corner here. I can come here and I'm pretty much at this corner now. And what I can do is I can press left really quickly and then right really quickly. And that's going to be just a quick peek to check if this guy's here first. Just like that. So press left, press right, left, right, left, right. Just like really quick succession. And then again, having that crosshair placement here. So if someone is actually in this corner, boom, boom. Again, the best aimers are the ones that don't have to do a lot of work. I know a lot of people think the flashy aimers are the ones that can just do crazy flicks, but for this game, the best aim is nice and smooth where you barely need to move your mouse, and boom, you just prepared ahead of time. So we got that guy. Okay, now we can know that this guy is probably over here. So what we can do is we can keep our crosshair at the head level and kind of hug the corners here. And again, doing that nice and easy, left, right, just to make sure no one's here. Clear this, left, right, and we're slowly easing in, and then boom, again, look, I don't even need to move my mouse right here. I barely need to move it. My movement and my preparation has prepared me already. So we have good crosshair placement, and then we get the headshot like that. So look at, just to review again, we peeked here, one guy at a time, slowly checking those, and this guarantees that we get those one-on-one duels, versus if we just swung out wide like this. all three of these guys could just destroy me. There's no way I can shoot here, flick here, and flick here. So you always want to make sure that you're peeking nice and easy when you suspect someone's here. You know, you can start off walking slow, and now you suspect someone. Have that crosshair placement so that when you swing, boom, you're at headshot level and you're at the spot where you think they're gonna be. Alright, I hope these tips are helping you out. Again, make sure to like the video if it does and subscribe. But we're going to go over tip number 3. This one is crucial and it's about your sensitivity. I see a lot of players that have really high sensitivities. Even a small flick of their mouse is going to bring them all the way over here. I mean, on my screen it's going to be really low because I have a low sensitivity, but for people that have really high sensitivities, let's say, I think a lot of people with this skill, it's also really tricky because you think like a sensitivity of 1 is going to be like not too bad, but then you're like, oh shoot, like you go like if you look at my mouse screen, I am barely moving my mouse pad and I am going crazy with these flicks. Like it's like insane. So if I wanted to kill this guy and I want to adjust to this guy, I have to move like a fraction of my mouse in order to get there, and most people are not that precise. Like if I try it right now, you can see I'm overshooting a lot with these. I mean, I'm still getting them, but I'm overshooting a lot of the time because it's just so hard for players to just do that fine-tuned movement if their sensitivity is so high. Like I'm like forcefully contracting my muscles in order to get that nice smooth movement. Like my natural instinct is to slide my mouse like really fast, so that with the high sensitivity you just aren't able to do that. So it works for some people, but if you look at the pro stats, a lot of them have really low sensitivities. And again, if you want to fine-tune things, it really comes down to preference, but I like to start people off with a sensitivity. So mine's 0.408. It's higher than what pros use, but to give you guys a reference point, you want to be able to do a 180-degree turn with your mouse if you glide it across your mouse pad. So if we start here at the middle of this pillar, if we glide our mouse across the screen through our mouse pad, that's a 180-degree turn, and then we come back. So if you can do that, that's a pretty good starting point. I advise everyone to be able to do that because you just have so much room now. Instead of us just using this little piece of our mouse pad now, we're using the whole piece. We're using our wrist, we're using our forearm. We're having so much more range of motion so that you can do those precise movements. Now if I want to go here, boom, boom. It's just a nice quick adjustment, you know, nice and small mouse movements just using my wrist here. But if I needed to go from this guy to this guy, now I can do that as well. I can go boom, glide my mouse, boom, boom, boom. I can do whatever I want. I want close range adjustments, just like that, boom, boom, boom. If I want to do long range adjustments, I can do that as well. Overall, you're using more of your body. You're including your forearm into the equation. And if you guys go to the gym and you're doing squats, you're not going to just rely on one muscle from your quads. You want to use everything, your quads, your rectus femoris, your glute muscles, your butt, everything. So this sensitivity just really helps you have all your options available to do whatever you want to do with your aim, and also just allows you to use your body most oftenly as well. So I would suggest you guys start off with a sensitivity that you can do this 180-degree turn, and then from there it really just comes down to feel on what you want to do and what feels most comfortable for you. So try that out. And if you want my settings, I have an 800 DPI and I play 0.408, but again, that's my preference. You should find your own as well. All right, this next tip is crucial. So now we're gonna go over the abilities. The abilities are like the second most important thing that you need after your aim, your peeking, all that stuff. So what you want to do with abilities is you want to use them with purpose. I see a lot of players that either don't use their abilities or they just don't know what to do with them and they just use them randomly. So what you want to do is you want to have purpose. Like, why are you going to use an ability here? So let's say I am playing brimstone on a site, and what I could do is right at the start of the round I could just be like boom boom, and then that's down, and then we have smokes here. But what does this accomplish? Okay, if we did this at the beginning of the round, the enemies are over here. Okay, and if that long smoke isn't really that effective because it already took 2 or 3 seconds for the enemy to go over here, so you already wasted time on the smoke doing that. and then they still have to run over here. It takes about 6 seconds to even run over here. So for those 6 seconds that they don't even interact with the smoke, it does nothing. Same with this one on short that I just did. We put that down again. It takes them maybe 6 or so seconds to even see this smoke. So again, that's just wasted time, and it's not really blocking anything. So what you can do is you want to use information. So let's say a couple of seconds have gone by, and then I hear a bunch of noise from the enemy team. Now at this point, I know there's enemies that are close by. If I hear with my noise that someone's really close here, then I can smoke down, and then boom, they're gonna be stuck here, and I delayed them for the whole 15 seconds. If I heard someone coming this way and they jump right in and they see the full-on smoke for that 15 seconds, and then they can't push anymore. So again, that's a really effective smoke using information. And also, what I like to do again with brimstone as an example is use information from my teammates. So let's say someone is playing on B side for me. Right here. And they call 1, 2, 3 mid over here. What I can do is I can get my smoke again and pop that down there right as they call it, and again they'll be right close to the smoke, and from here they're just stuck again for that 15 seconds, and that gives me time, if I'm all the way at A, to just rotate over and help them out afterwards. And then from there, if they still are making a ton of noise, then I can use maybe a Molotov to slow them down even further. So that's another just good use of abilities that it makes it most effective. I know players are there, so that's why I'm throwing it, versus I'm just gonna start off the round like throwing all 3 of my smokes, and then I have nothing left for the remaining time that the round is going on. So I'll just go over attacker side as well while we're at it. And again, this is the same concept for any character that you play. I'm just using brimstone as an example. So if we are trying to go over at A site, so one thing you could do is, again, if your team is just bombarding over and trying to challenge the A long guy, what you can do is, hey, I'm gonna use my stim beacon, speed people up, and then they'll just have a combat stim and have an advantage when they challenge this guy. So again, you're using it with purpose versus like trying to use it randomly. Let's say over here, I mean, if you're waiting for a push, maybe it's useful, but otherwise you're gonna run out here, you're gonna eventually lose the stim, and by the time you peek here, you have maybe a fraction of the stim left, and then it's wasted. And again, as attacker side with these smokes, you can do, if you expect someone's over here, you know, you can smoke off there, and then you can peek over along more confidently, make sure that that guy doesn't push you. And then, you know, you can push this long guy, push, and then maybe you challenge them, you take them out where no one's there, and then from here you can throw smokes, and this entire site's open if I don't smoke anything. So if we just peeked randomly and just ran in, there could be enemy here, could be enemy here, there could be enemies here. There's just so many areas that people can check, and you're gonna have to be wildly swinging and checking these corners one at a time, and it'll really slow you down, versus if you do your smokes ahead of time like so. All right, I know there's probably gonna be a guy heaven, maybe I can smoke that down. I want to slow down the rotations, so I smoke that down. Oops, I don't think I got that one, but yep, we're gonna get this one. And then just like that, in fact it might even be better to do a deeper one, so that in case someone already is here, they won't be able to see. So we have this blocked out now, we don't have to worry about this, we just concentrate on the site now, and that just takes out an angle that we don't have to peek anymore. And then these guys, if anyone tries to push through here, someone should have their crosshair on your team and they should be dead. Alright, so the last tip I got that's really gonna nail everything down and take you to that next level in Valorant is you want to have good weapon buys and have good management of your credits. So what this means is, when you play Valorant, you start off actually with 800 credits, so you really can only buy a certain number of abilities here, and maybe some armor or a pistol. So you really want to be mindful. Again, the most common buys in the pistol round are probably light shield and buying abilities, or buying a ghost and then using abilities that you can get from there. And then from there you get credits by eliminating enemies or losing the round, winning a round. You get something out of that as well. Spiking the plant. There's a lot of different ways you can get your credits, but again, you really want to manage it well. So if your team has the money together, then it's a good idea to buy. The most common buy that you really want to save up for in the later rounds is either a Phantom heavy shield and then all your abilities, or a Vandal heavy shield and all your abilities. Now if you guys can't afford that, then sometimes, especially if you want pistol round, a good buy you can do is the heavy shield and the Spectre. It's a really good SMG, not a lot of recoil, really good during those rounds if you win pistol round. Or if you just don't have enough money and you are really in a pinch, the game's almost over, you need to do something, a Spectre is not a bad buy at all. Really, yeah, the common buys I do is these 2 rifles or the Spectre. That's really the main guns you really want to use. Sometimes the Bulldog as well, if you just don't have that little bit of money and it has a little bit more of that rifle accuracy, then maybe the Bulldog as well is another good option. But those are the main weapons I would stick with, and you want to buy them when you can, of course. If you have the credits, then go ahead and buy it. But if you have credits and your team doesn't have credits, you don't want to buy. The reason for this is you'll be the only one with a rifle and good armor and good abilities, and your team is going to be left with pistols and having to save, or they force with you and they will just have maybe a heavy shield and like a sheriff, and that's all they have to work with. You have 4 people with pistols or no armor versus you fully suited up. And then the other enemy team, if they manage their credits well, then they will have a full team bot with rifles, armors, abilities, everything, you name it, they got it. And that means they, in terms of weaponry, have the big advantage versus you with just 1 rifle. So you really want to look at your economy, make sure you save up when you can. If you can't afford those big rifles and weaponry that I just said, then it's a good idea to save it. Maybe buy some light shield if you have some extra, or a pistol sometimes. You can also look at the top left of your screen and it'll tell you how much money you'll have the next round. And I usually try to make sure that this is around 4,300 or 4,400 so that I can get all the abilities and also get, again, that heavy shield and a rifle. So really saving up for that. If you have your abilities too, they don't run out, so you could go 3,900 since the Vandal costs 2,900 and the heavy shield is 1,000, so that's 3,900. So you usually want to have that money, at least if you already buy a little bit during those economy rounds, and that's what we call it. If you're saving up, it's called an eco round or a save round, and that's where you're trying to save up so you can get those big guns again. So really getting those guns and still looking at your team's economy, make sure that they have money when you have money so you can all buy together as one unit. Again, this is a team-based game, it's not individual play. It's all about teamwork, strategy, working together, and then utilizing your mechanics to help your team out and win those rounds. So make sure that you get your economy nice and set, match it with your teams, and then you guys all buy together. You do everything the same, you buy everything, you do light buys together, eco rounds together, all that. It's all a team game, so you want to save up for that. That's all I have for this video. If it helped you out, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see next. I know a lot of you guys are new players, so I want to get you guys prepared for what Valorant brings to the table. So let me know what's up. Do you need help with an agent? Do you want tips on your aim? Leave them all in the comments down below. I also stream on Twitch every weekend, so make sure to follow that and follow the other socials on Twitter, Discord, Instagram. All that's in the description. I'm Dr. Zor, helping cure you from being a noob, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.